Even though my account shows very much Star Wars, Baron Orman Tagge being a somewhat famous at the time EU Star Wars villain during the old Marvel days, and I always get a chuckle when people nowadays realize who that is. I'm a lover of all science fiction, and the one time I was truly and thoroughly more of a Star Trek fan than a Star Wars fan. That was in the days where Star Wars went after Return of the Jedi. Kind of had at the time it was overload for us, and we didn't know where it was going to go. George Lucas was kind of on that, but we're still starting to get new Star Treks. We're getting new movies. We had, of course, as the 80s went along, the hope for a new series. And why the state of Star Trek now, and it's continuing on of the previous video, I suppose, I had a little bit more calmer, and not talking specifically about gutter decks or puke hard or STD or, odd new worlds, all those fun things where they're changing the sexuality of characters that were never that way and whatnot. It's like, quit being so idiotic and unoriginal. If you want to have a character that's homosexual, bring it up. Don't change a character that already exists. That wasn't that way and never even hinted that way. Star Trek, Star Wars, whatnot, that has gone through time and been solidified into our society in this level of grand myth and saga and parables, Aesop fables, even fairy tales. Anybody who knows what a true fairy tale is, it ain't Disney. What is one of the things besides the storytelling that brought Star Trek forward? What was it besides the thoughts and the ideas that made it stand out beyond? What has made it last the ages? It certainly wasn't the special effects. And sometimes some of the acting could be less than whatnot, and the special effects, the sets haven't really held up through the time. But with that writing, to have good writing, they went forward with the classic English. What do I mean by classic English? Well, you kept the slang out of it. It was proper, out of the dictionary, Webster, Oxford, doesn't matter, words. They didn't bring in the vernacular and slang of the era, which can date something immensely. And when you did have something like that in Star Trek, such as The Way to Eden, when you had the space hippies, the main characters are just as what's going on here as much as the audience. We were in on the joke. We're a part of the joke, just as those characters were. It was not the norm, and it brought a flavor, it brought an ambiance, it brought something in there that helped expand the story, not be the story. Star Wars was that way, even though they throw in words and little words and vernacular things that we wouldn't know about to help create a foreign and strange new galaxy, but still a classic English that's behind it. They just invented new words like astromech and shortening droid and lightsaber and blasters and power converters from Tashi Station. But it worked. It fit in there and made it ageless in that fashion. It had enough of that classic English to keep us enthralled. It wasn't like it was things that were made it childlike for us as we're growing up. And we got older, it became less childlike and became more mature, and we could see other things. It's not like Buck Rogers, which was more childish, but in a good way, it's fun. There was no real hard substance behind that. I miss what this intelligent writing and bringing forward and directing and foresight of stories that we're not having now, be it Doctor Who, be it Star Trek, be it Star Wars. It's the inmates running the asylum. Almost like they're writing on the walls with their own, well, we won't go there. But 100 monkeys in a room high on LSD can definitely write a better show, a better story, a better novel than what we are getting now when we're being shorted. Everybody is. I might get a lot of hate for this, but down right, you know I'm right. Down deep, you know I'm right. Compare the original Trek and Star Trek Next Generation and how that was brought forward, even with the technobabble and Next Generation, and compared to let's bring in all the vernacular today and the F bombs, and see what was better written and even classier. Baron Orman Tagge in my mighty Baron Tagge offices of stately Baron Manor. Wishing you all a good day.